So I'm going to go through the steps to draw this shape opposite. So we have a reference point for the very first bottom left hand corner of the shape there. So we can see that the reference point is 8275. So I'm going to go up and select the draw line tool, and then I'm going to type in 82 comma 75 and hit enter. I'm going to pull the line up vertically, and ortho is on, and I can see that that first line there, if I look at the diagram to the right there, is 53. So I type in 53 and hit enter. Then I pull the line again horizontally in the right direction, and I can see that the length of that first line is 30 mil. So I type in 30 and hit enter. I'm going to keep on pulling that in the same direction because I can see that I have another measurement there of 20 mil that will give me the center point of that circle. So I'm going to continue going along this line here. So I'm going to type in 20 and hit enter. That's the second line drawn on from the other one, and now I can see another measurement there of 77 mil right to the end of the object. So I'm going to keep pulling that in the same direction, type in 77 and hit enter, and then hit enter again. So what I have now is I have three lines. If we can see, I'll highlight them there. There's 1, 2, 3, and they're three separate lines. That will allow me then with those to snap onto those endpoints and pull some lines down for helping me set out the perimeter of this shape here. So the next line down I can see on the far right hand side there, I can see we have a measurement down there of 43 mil, and then continuing on that from that there, it's going to look a chain measurement. There we have 43 and then we have 40. So I'm going to draw again the lines down the right hand side of where the shape is going to go. So select my line tool, snap it onto the end there, pull it in the right direction, type in 43, enter, continue on down and type in 40, enter, and enter. So now again, that's going to give me some of the end points of those there, so I can snap onto them. Okay, so let's have a look now. The next couple of lines I'm going to draw are going to be a line coming off the end of this line that I've drawn, coming off there, and another one off here. Now I don't know where the end points of those are yet, so I'm just going to let them extend on out. So select the line tool, come in and look to snap into the end of that line, and there we go. I'm getting the square there for the end point. Left click on that, drag it in the right direction. I'm just going to let it extend right over there because like I said, I don't know the end point of this yet. Hit enter, or left click and then hit enter again. Hit enter again now just to bring up the line tool. Left click and snap onto the end of that, pull it in the right direction, left click to specify the end point and hit enter. Again, I don't know the exact length of that there at the minute. So if I go back over to me drawing, I can see I have another measurement down the bottom that shows us the that can help us identify the very bottom right hand corner, the lowest point on the shape there. So what I'm going to do is, that's 80 mil. So from here across, I'm going to offset a line 80 mil across from this. So I go up onto the home tab in the modify group, select offset, type in 80, hit enter. I select the line that I want to offset, left click on it, drag my cursor in the correct direction, which is over to the right, and we can see it snapping in there straight away. I left click there, hit enter. There's that line offset now. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to extend this line down. So again, I go up onto the home tab in the modify group, click on the drop down arrow beside trim, select extend, and then I go down and I click on the line I want to extend, hit enter. Now that's had to give me that bottom point there. Okay, so now what I can do is I can join the two of these points here and down here up together. So what I'll do is I will select the line tool, come down, snap it onto the end there, turn ortho off, so F8 to turn ortho off, and snap it up onto the end there, end point, hit enter. Now what I can do is I can do a little bit of trimming now at the moment. So I'll go up on to the modify group again, click on the drop down beside extend just so I can select trim. I'll come down, I'm going to trim that, trim that, trim that, I'll trim that, and I will trim that also and hit enter. Okay, so we have the basic outline shape. Now the next thing that I'm going to draw is I'm going to draw that circle in the center. So I can see I have some measurements there. So we already set out some of these measurements, if you remember, just a minute ago there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw some lines down from the end of these end points here. So I'm going to select my line tool, come along here till I snap to the end point. There we go, end point of that 30 mil there. Just going to turn ortho on, F8, drag a line right down, left click there and hit enter. Let's hit enter again just to select the line tool, and I should be snapping in there. There's me 20 mil, left click there, drag it all the way down, left click and enter. Now if I look back over me drawing again, I can see that the center point, so the center point for the circle is 20 mil in from this line here, 20 mil across. I have a line drawn down there, and then it's also 30 mil down from that top line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to offset down from here 30 mil. So I select my offset tool. So on the home tab in the modify group, select offset, type in the amount. It's going to be 30 mil, hit return, left click on the line I want to offset, drag it in the right direction and left click and hit enter. So now I have the center point there. That is the center point of my circle, and I can see that the radius of the circle is 25. So I'll go straight up on the home tab into the draw tool. Let's click on the drop down for the circle and see the options. So we just want center and radius. So there we go, center and radius. Select that, follow the instructions in the command bar down the bottom. It says specify the center point. So I select that point there for my center point, pull it out and then type in the radius, and the radius is 25. So we type in 25 and hit return. So now we have that drawn in. The next line I want to draw then is the line heading off at 45 degrees there. I can see it's heading off at 45 degrees. So we know that 3 o'clock over on the right hand side there is 0 degrees. So we will be setting it out at 45 degrees. We don't know the length of it, so I'm just going to draw the line more than 40, more like some length. I'm going to choose some length, like maybe, oh look, it's probably about 50 mil or something. So I'm going to draw the line at 100 mil. So I'm going to select the tool, the line tool, select the line tool, snap in on the center point, turn ortho off, F8, and then I'm going to type in the length of the line, so 100, less than 45, and hit enter. Hit enter again. And now I have my line drawn off for 45. Now I can start trimming up some of this here to make it look like what I have there in the screenshot to the right. So on the home tab in the modify group, I go up, select the trim, come down, and let's have a look here. Start trimming off here, trim that off. Don't need that, don't need that. So there's a piece of, so don't need that bit. I do need that off to the right. I'm going to get rid of that. I will get rid of this. I'm going to get rid of this. Get rid of that. So we want it to look like what we have over here. What else we got? Let me see. Well, I can get rid of that. I don't think I'll need that center point for anything else. Or we can get rid of that. I'm gonna get rid of this. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. And then up there, get rid of that as well. Hit enter. Now it's starting to look more like the shape we want. And one of the last things we want to do is we want to set all of these fillets. So we can see, let me see, if we start, so look, we'll start in the top here. If I just zoom in there, we can see there, look, this fillet here has a radius of 3 mil. Let me see, what other fillets have we got? Then over here we have a radius of 6, down here radius of 12, here radius of 19. So how we do this then is we go up onto the home tab in the modify group and we go to the fillet tool. Click on the drop down there. We can have the chamfer, we can have blended curves. Now we want fillet. So we select fillet and we go down here to the command bar. What does it say? Fillet select first object or radius. So I'm going to select the radius first. So I select radius. Now I have to type in what the radius is. We know that the radius of the first one there is 3 mil, so I'm just going to type in 3 and hit enter. Now what it says is fillet, select the first object. Okay, so I go over here, and what I do is I click on this line and then this line here, and it gives me the fillet there of with a radius of 3 mil. So all I have to do is hit return to or enter to activate the fillet tool again. Hit enter, go down, select radius in the command bar, type in my radius. We're going for the one the furthest over to the right here. It's going to be 6 mil. Type in 6, enter, and then I select this line and this line. Oops, and it gives me 6 mil fillet. Again, I hit enter to activate the fillet tool. Go down onto the command bar, select radius, type in 12 this time, hit enter, select this line, hit enter again, select radius, and type in 19 this time for the biggest fillet. Select this line and this line, and there we go. Now we have the shape drawn. The last thing you might want to do is to go back and check it after you have it drawn. So we're going to throw some measurements on it just to check this. So some dimensions. Select the dimension tool, select them, pull it across. Let me see, hang on a second. Let's go in and select the dimension tool again. So there we go. If we hold it on it, it's giving it to us there, 53. We still have the dimension tool selected. If we hold it in the right position there, it gives me, and that's no good for me. I want to snap it in on the end there because it's only giving me up to the end of the fillet. Now if I haven't got a corner point here to snap onto, I make sure that I have ortho on F8. All I have to do then is select my end point, and it'll still give me the 30 there. So again, I'm going to select this point, and I'll just go maybe to I want to get the center of the circle to make sure that I have that 20 mil. So I'm not picking up the center at the minute. So what I need to do is just hover over the circle itself, and now we can see the center point has appeared. So I can snap that in, pull it up, get me 20 mil, and let's go again from this point right to the end, get me 77 mil. That's correct. Let's keep this going. Look at the end point, down to this end point here, 43 mil. This one and this one up here, pull this across, gives me 40 mil. That's correct. And I'll take this one and this one, which will be 80 mil. That's correct. So there's all the measurements. Just one more thing, maybe I might just go in and just check the radius of the circle. Click on in the annotations group, that's where we get the dimensions. We click on the drop down there, side angular, and we get radius. Select radius, click on the circumference of the circle, and we can see there we go, the radius is 25. So I've checked everything there. I could go in if I want to be pedantic and check the radius of the fillets. So let's go for it. Select that, select the fillet. We can see that the radius there is 19. Hit enter to bring up the same tool again. Check this little fillet here, 6 mil. Hit enter again, check this one here, 12 mil. Check enter again, check this one up here, and that's 3 mil. So that's all the dimensions checked. Now you're not required to put the dimensions on this, so we can go in and just delete the dimensions now. But we always go in and check the dimensions to make sure afterwards that the drawing is done correctly. There we go. Hope this helps.